Everyone, this is Sam Wong again. Thank you for listening to my video. It's been a while since you heard from me. I did one in late February, but I think my computer was having issues, so you never made it to YouTube. If you have followed along the market and bought in February, it'll be good for you. Most of the portfolio were up 20-25% until last week. Then, of course, on Friday, it was really a really amazing day. And then, as you can see in Dow, it got up 1.84% alone. Um, but right now, you can think Apple and Tesla were a good position to consider, though that some analysts may think they're overpriced. Despite market overvaluation, if you think, you hear a lot of news about the market may crash, all the major index will record high, right? As you can see right now in Dow Jones Industrial Average, our growth for these failed to give you some insight. Historically, April will be another month of value, as a company reported their corporate earnings. So as you can see the graph on Dow Jones Industrial Average, the index has gone up 1,000 points in 15 days. If you look March 15, the low point up to the point at the end of March. And actually, interesting enough, this 1,000 point, as you see, have slipped and then rebounded in one day. They actually gained back, like I said, 720 points. So this is very interesting for people who buy the, properly trading on options. And so it's a very interesting week. It was pulled back, but then Friday is up, just like I said. Despite drop of Apple, the index remained on top over the past 3 months. You can see that you're almost hitting the 52 weeks record high. At some point probably had. So if you also this is same with Nasdaq. Nasdaq had dropped down a bit, but you're really getting pretty much at record high, and so does the S&P 500 too, really hitting the record high as well. So just give you some ideas of, if you have followed me, and I have said beginning of the year already, when the index wasn't that high, presidential election along with the anticipation lower interest rate would drive the market going higher, right? Even though again they say it's way too high, it will crash and so on, in Wall Street, right? Business cannot afford, and also individual home buyer or car owner cannot afford home mortgage or buying a new car. So if you are in the States and you go through the highway, you probably notice there's a lot of old vehicle and they're stored on the highway now. If you check the price of gold, it has gone up a lot over the past 2 months, and again almost record high. All of these tell you one thing, right? One thing, which I just look at it. I don't know about your rationalization, or you may disagree. Stock market is just like the investment that to combat inflation, at least for now. And if you think about pricing in and look at it, and it can explain, right, why index is higher, right, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, right? Because it's always going to be coming back, and also with inflation, everything, and also the one of the stock just went into the index. You always recalculate, right, and throw out all the underperformed stock and kind of adding a new stock into the element. So then that driving the market, actually the index get higher, right? And if you put the same argument about inflation too in the stock market, right, then no wonder you're seeing 20%, right, and higher than previous year. In fact, looking at big corporate, the valuation, balance sheet, and incomes are boost regardless of the cost. So you have heard about the cost is going up, labor costs going up, right? Things are getting more expensive, but at the same time, the revenue for company actually hitting higher and higher, right? Because of inflation. So the dollar-wise, it is actually looking bigger, right? Also, one thing is very noticeable about dollar store. So many of them have now risen the price to $1.50, and many items now in the dollar store is like $1.35 from $1.25 just a month ago. So whether the index telling you or the market news telling you that inflation is under control, or actually definitely slower and lower than last year, we still have a long way to go. And definitely you can see that things are still relatively expensive. So if you go to Chinese supermarket and restaurant, you realize prices have gone up to 50% to 200%. Well, part of it is because of tariffs, right? You know that they imposing tariffs on these goods coming from foreign, come from China, and also they're harder to ship over here for some whatever reason. So that's what things are better. are more expensive. So sooner or later, import goods are going to be more expensive and record high in the U.S. At the end of the day, as long as salaries are continue going up, like I heard a lot of people, my friends, get a raise in U.S. U.S. dollars continue to be strong, which means the yield curve, which is why the stock market sends the yield curve on daily basis, right? But then that indicated U.S. dollar is still very strong, which mean what does it mean is U.S. dollar relative to other currency, you can still maintain the purchasing power and actually you can still buy more in U.S. dollars versus Hong Kong dollars, Chinese yuan, you know, euros. So then everything is still okay, at least at this moment. Okay, I would say this is a time where you're going to take advantage and enjoy while you can. So cash is the king and timing is everything. So there's a short-term investment, long-term investment. For those who follow my video, you know that, I always talk about 20-25% is a walking point for you. And then you buy back when the market slip. And then every quarter, pretty much, there's always a rally, then you will be pulled back, right? I mean, it may not be 20%, but still relatively around that range. And you have opportunity to take advantage of that. Besides Tesla and Apple, I'd like to go for a few stocks today. So let's look at XPEV, one of my favorite stocks. So this is EV, electronic vehicle stock. It's in line with NIO, another EV stock, and Tesla comparison too. So as you know, EV industry has been really being scrutinized about the oversupply in autonomous driving. However, nobody, I mean, you would say that nobody can deny the penetration to, of EV to the automotive industry, right? It may be slowly penetrating, but definitely it's increasing the market share every day. And many big corporations try to adopt the philosophy and start making EV to catch up as well, because they worry about, well, what if you really replace it by stock company like XPEV? Even Xiaomi, which is another Chinese phone company, they are going to make cars as well, EV cars as well. So it is really just a question of time. Now, we're actually just to look back, right? Many people who are very young generation may not even know about it, but if you look back 20 years ago, Steve Jobs talked about Apple phone, right? People think he's crazy at the time. He's talking about Apple phone, his visions, what is the use, and how is the technology breakthrough, right? And today it's Apple 15, right? iPhone 15. So, which is 15th generation, right? You think about it. And full innovation, technology breakthrough is also, when we talk about back then, talk about face-to-face, FaceTime, people think it's crazy. How can the phone deal with that? Now you have teams doing that to commerce business day by day, daily, right? So, and also, if you look at our platform application, which one use the most, right? So Facebook had materialized and turned to profitability. That's why their stock had gone up so much, right? If you look at a trend of XPE for a year right now, I would say this, right? The year, you can see it's really at a low point right now, 768. Okay, if you look back 5 years ago, in a really big trend for you, I mean, you have been really at a point during summertime, normally in quarter, and someone push it up, you go up like about 14 bucks, 15 bucks, and at the time, when which is 2020 life was crazy. Back then, the stock market was pushing really, really bullish in a lot of these stock, which people were actually staying home due to COVID. It was actually 60 some dollars. So this stock have really gone for 4 years, and the timeline of EV always 2025. So we'll see how it goes, but I still think this company right now, in particular, right now, $7 is a good time to buy. At least put in your watch list. And then another stock is HYLA, which is also related to the electronic breakthrough of the company they're doing truck or whatever. This stock, I have actually have the moment in early March to go up to $2 almost, right? And it was from 86 cents for those who have followed through this stock and listened to my video, know what's going on. So this stock is actually very good to take a short-term trade and take advantage of its volatility. I think the next wave is really target 225, hopefully in April when you go into another earnings season. So, okay. And so that will be another good one. Then another one I really, really like too is robots. And again, this stock is at the low point at this point right now if you look at the trend. So the next move, if you go up probably in April or May, whatever, and it'll go up to $45, and then hopefully we'll push it back to 50. I still hope, and I'm still looking at Microsoft and one day buy them out to at least $70 to stop, but I don't know when. I mean, sometimes buy out it takes forever. I mean, it takes 5 years just to negotiate and talk through it before it happens. And Microsoft, Netflix, Meta, Google, and still very strong, as you know. I mean, almost hit record high. And Netflix, really, I look at it, you know, like you will probably or sell at $700, close to $700 or walk. But honestly, for a long run, I think the stock will be over $1,000. What they need is probably split, because when you get the stock too big, it's too expensive to buy. And also have to enter in different business. If I'm the CEO now, they have cash, they have money, they can actually invest different business rather than just movie or series productions, right? Last but not the least is summer is coming, so it's a travel season again. So I recommended to buy United Airlines for those who follow me. And you may buy some at 30 some dollars, you hold it, didn't sell it, obviously now at 40 some dollars give you like 30% return. But in summer, if you look at this chart, last year and look at it, it was at $58. That's really at the prices at the peak. So I think it's getting close to summer season again. So a couple months from now, probably June, this stock will go up about $50 again. So anyway, I hope you enjoy my video. If you have any questions, just send me an email or answer that. Have a wonderful, happy Easter and wonderful week and a great beginning of April. Thank you.